Well, hello there YouTube, and welcome to this video. Basically, over the last year, as you know, I've been doing this heresy campaign that's being run by Temple Crusade 01. I just thought it'd be nice to show you the Apocalypse force that I'll be fielding for tomorrow. Right, so yeah, as you can see, the video is blurry. This is for a very good reason. So as you've seen in a couple of others, if I just bring it into focus, here we have Vulkan. And yeah, this is the resculpt of the Vulkan, Vulkan Mark II. So pretty much finished. It's got the backpack on there, and most of the colours have been added. So there's always going to be touch-ups to do. I'll never be 100% happy, but that's always the best part of it. You know, you can keep touching up keep going back to your models and adding paint. So if I pan out a little bit more, you can see he's surrounded by his pyre guard. So there we go, that's a nice looking unit, if I do say so myself. So if I just move the camera slightly, there we go. So I'm working on a tripod here, so so yeah, this is the first unit. This is the Primarch and Honor Guard. You see we've got Numian down there to Vulkan's left. Then as we keep coming out, you see the rest of the unit. So over to my right, Vulkan's left, we've got the Terminators these were the Terminators that I've had going into close combat in and around Vulkan. You know, these prettily painted wound markers, more or less. So, you know, they've done me well for the campaign. I thought, considering we're going against Harud for our first Apocalypse game, best get the Pyre Guard in there. So, if I quickly go over what I've added, rather than what's there. So, completing the 12 games, got 1,000 points, plus the points that, 750 points, plus the points that I'd already got from doing the other games, which tallied up to around about 1,000, 1,100, something like that. So what I'd done was I added the Pyre Guard. They were 695 points, and then I've added something I've not used before to any great avail, is a Devastator squad over there, looking rather mean, and a drop pod. So built painted drop pod, yeah, not too bad. Got a bit fiddly at times. You've got to be careful to read the instructions with the drop pod. There's like little fiddly bits. You've got to put all the harnesses in first before you stick the main console down on the inside. So if I just scooch over here, zoom that out. And so here we have the drop pod. I've done some weathering effects and paint. So if I open it up, zoom this back a bit more. So basically, see all those restraint harnesses in there. They've basically got bits at the bottom, cabling that runs in along the bottom, which fits into the centre console where the display is. You have to fit these together first, these harnesses, onto the console before you stick the console in the drop pod. I only realised this halfway through gluing, so had to unglue everything and glue it back up. So that's the drop pod. Going to see how handy that becomes later on. Well, I'll give you you'll see the video tomorrow, after the game tomorrow, I'm sure. So we'll see how well that works out. So with those, we've then got a tactical squad with a Rhino. This is my second tactical squad. Then we've got my first tactical squad over there with that Rhino. And then we have my third tactical squad, which is Squad Bannon. They're numbering around about 13 models at the moment, so they can go up to 20. Well, all tactical squads can, but this is my first named unit that I was putting in. So with this, originally I had a plasma cannon, as you can see here. So these ones I've still got to do, if I can get it to focus, I've still got to do the eyes, but that's pretty much the paint job that I've got going on all of them. And then for the heresy though, we've had a rewrite by our rules master, and basically I can now swap heavy weapons for heavy flamers. Hence, if I take this one here from Squad 1, I've taken out his multi-melter and given him a heavy flamer. So, especially with the 6 head rules and everything, that's just going to be a little bit more tasty. Because obviously moving and shooting is different now. Rather than rolling a 6 with a multi-melter, I'll get it right one day. Instead of rolling a 6 with that, I rolled D3 hits with the flamer. So hopefully that'll work out to our favour in the game tomorrow. So that's the tactical squads, and then we've got a scout squad here, all armed with sniper rifles, apart from one guy with a missile launcher. They've got a teleport homer, so now, with any luck, I'll get the scouts into a position and then assault the Terminators in off of that without deep strike mishaps, hopefully. We'll see. So that's the troops, so to speak. So if we move on to the back, we've got 2 land speeders there. I need 1 more to finish that unit, and they're basically Arcan land speeders. They're normal land speeders, but they're like +1 to the armour all round apart from the rear, and they can be armed with flamestorm cannons, so that's really handy. So I've got 2 over there, fast moving, you know, get up there nice and close and burn everything. But I haven't used them since the new rules came in, so we'll see how they hold up against incoming fire and stuff with this new hull point stuff, and whether they class as hull points. I really need to swat up on the rules for tonight, make sure I've got everything fresh in my head. 5th head out, 6th head in. So then next to that we've got the Deathfire Predator. So I've just seen on Forge World today, on their newsletter, they're releasing the Demius Infernus pattern Rhino, well, Predator. So that's a really cool looking model, and I can see where the inspiration for these rules for the Deathfire Pred came in. Basically it's the Battle Class Predator but better. This Infernus model, it's got like heavy flamers everywhere, perfect for Salamanders. Unfortunately they're only just releasing it. So this is what we've got. We've got a Battle Class Predator there, and I've just customised it up slightly. Green stuffed a big dragon's head around it, pretty much like I did with the land speeder over here. If I just turn that to the side, we've got that there. However, this one's painted up gold. So coming to my right of that, we've then got the Mortis. It's slightly out of character with the Salamanders. It's got assault cannons. That's just for chewing through large units. Well, going against the Harud, be silly not to take it. I did have it magnetised with melt cannons, but I seem to have misplaced those. Twin link melters would have been quite entertaining. So then we've got the bad boy next to that, which is the Engine of Woes. So, you know, the big cannon on the front, you know, the dragoned up hull, quite an imposing bit of hardware there. So that's one thing I've got to clarify, is the actual hull points for it, and you know how many hull points it's got, whether it's the Achilles or whether it's got special kind of hull points. But I'll figure that out for tomorrow, and we'll come up with something, and I'm sure the game will go off splendidly. So that is my army. That should be around about 2,000, nearly 3,000 points in total with Vulkan. Considering I started off with, got to think back. Vulkan. Yeah, I think I started off with Vulkan down there. I had his Terminators and 2 tactical squads in the Engine of Woes, and the scouts. Yes, that was it. So not really added a lot, you may think. However, the 2 land speeders, the Deathfire Predator, the Mortis, the Devastator squad with the drop pod, and the Pyre Guard, which is, the Pyre Guard in itself is 695 points. So that was a big chunk of the points that I've got for the game, for completing all my 12 games. So guys, that's pretty much it. I can't really go on any more about this. The only differences are, I'll do another vid for those. I'll do like a space missions list that I use and what I've got at the time, but I need to add points into there. Luckily, I've got the Pyre Guard, which are probably, depending on how well they do tomorrow, it's probably going to be my favourite unit, just on looks and sheer awesomeness. That's if they do what they're supposed to do, which hopefully they will. A little bit of faith goes a long way. So, future plans. I've got the beginnings of the Spartan, as you've seen in earlier videos. What I'm going to do is add this 10-man, well, this 5-man Terminator squad. I'm going to up them to 10 and then put them in the Spartan. So that'll be pretty entertaining to get right up close. Yeah, Salamanders generally not heavy on the vehicles, and I'm going heavy on the vehicles, but it's all flamey stuff. So these should do well. I've got a good friend Chuffy, he's coming down, he's the other Salamanders player. He'll be securing one of the flanks with me, one of my sides, and we'll be going through and chewing up a lot of her RUD and burning them. Barbecue for the Iron Hands and Iron Warriors. So that's it guys. Pretty much